Well, hi again. Welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one, I have a mission to accomplish. I finally allocated enough funds to buy myself a high-end editing/gaming laptop. I've been shopping around now for a couple of months. I might have mentioned in a previous video, and I think I finally settled on a category that I want. And that'll be a laptop that has at least a 17.3-inch screen, that has preferably a 12th gen Intel, maybe an i7 or even an i9. We'll see what I can afford. And I definitely want a high-end laptop graphics capability from NVIDIA. Something to the effect of a 3000 series, a minimum like a 3060. Probably better off with a 3060 Ti or a 3070 if I can find it. I don't think 3080 will work because some of those prices are way out of the range of my budget right now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes up. One of the areas that I've been shopping at is Micro Center, online mostly, but I think I did go there a couple of weeks ago and then, looked at some of them quickly. Well, on this trip, I'm heading out to Micro Center, and I've made a definite decision. I want to buy it today, and then I want to buy it from Micro Center because their prices are right in line with anything I found online. So I'm going to get in my car, head out to Micro Center, look at the various laptops that fit the type of specs that I want, buy it right there, and head on back here and review it for you. So let's get started. Stick out to the end and you'll actually see some performance measurements that I could get running on it. Okay, here we are on our way to Micro Center. Hopefully they got something good here in terms of laptop. We'll see how it goes, okay? Always relaxes me to drive out to Micro Center. I'm not sure why. Maybe I just like looking at all the toys. Here we go. I think this is where the fun starts, right? Okay, let's start with the HP laptops here. These are supposed to be the gaming laptops. Let's look what we got here in terms of some of the specs. I need a 17-inch monitor though. Oh, here's one that's a nice size. An HP, okay. That looks pretty good. Let's see what we got here in terms of these specs. They got two different models here. I want, definitely I want the one that has the better specs. I want to be able to use this to, as I said earlier, I want to use it to be able to edit video and maybe do some live streaming. So this one looks pretty good. Let me look around a little bit more and see what else they have. Okay, here's a Dell. Not usually the brand I gravitate towards. A little bit cheaper than the HP, but it looks like it has some decent specs to it. $1,700. Again, I'm looking for nice 17-inch monitors here. That's only 16, 15. What do we got? 15. Those are too small. 17. Here's a 17. What is this one? Also a Dell. This one's a little bit out of my intended price range, though. At pushing $4,000 with tax. Has good specs. It has 32 gig, of course DDR5, 3080 Ti in it. No wonder it costs so much. Don't see it on, but that's okay. Let me keep moving. Okay, here's an Asus that looks pretty good, very high end in terms of price anyway. I'm surprised it only has Windows 11 Home, 16-inch, so that's not one that I'm truly interested in. Here's another Asus over here, a little bit cheaper. 16 inches as well. Still outside of my range with tax and everything. That's going to exceed $3,000. That's not what I was hoping to get here. This one does have Windows 11 Pro, 32 gig, 2 terabytes. It wouldn't be bad if it was 17-inch though, but being only 16 inches, I'm not so sure about that. Look down the line, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. These are not really gaming ones. They're not going to have high-end graphics on them. Okay, here's another Asus. Again, it's only 16 inches. Very expensive, too. Here, we're in the $3,500 range. That's way out of what I wanted to pay. It does have Windows 11 Pro. It also has a 3070 Ti. Not sure what brand this is. Micro Center brand, maybe? Not sure. Looks like 17-inch. Oh, it's Asus, right? Rogue Strict, 2400. Windows 11 Pro, 32 gig, only 1 terabyte of disk space. Look around some more. Okay, here's the MSI grouping, it looks like here. This one, $5,000. What does it have in it that makes it worth $5,000? 64 gigabytes, 2 terabyte SSD, 3080 Ti. Of course, Windows 11 Pro for that price. That's good. That's way, way out of what I was hoping to spend. A little too small. That's a 17-inch, 20. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this one is 2649, 2650. Windows 11, 10 Pro. Not even 11 on this one. 20. Well, okay. 17.3, of course, 1 terabyte. A little bit surprising by that. What's this one? Not on. In my price range. This one is Windows 11 Home, though. 32 gig, 2 terabyte SSD, 3070 Ti. Okay, I think we're looking like we have a pretty good selection. Let me go back to one of the earlier ones I looked at. I think that might be the winner at this point, but we'll see. One of these, and there's 2 choices here with the labels as I showed before. That's going to probably make the best sense for me, right? I don't want the one on the right. I don't want Windows 11 Home and only 1 terabyte. This one on the left, though, for 1900, that looks pretty good, this HP. You know what? That's the one I'm going to get. Okay, I got the laptop. Here it is in my car, driving it to my home office to open it up and see what's inside. Well, I'm back in my home office now, and guess what I have with me? My new laptop. The HP OMEN 17.3-inch. I have the specs here on the side of it, exactly as I wanted. And just to reiterate those, what was important to me was that it had at least an i7, preferably a 12th gen. Also, that it had a 2 terabyte NVMe drive. That it also had a graphics card that was at least a 3060 Ti. Had 32 gig of memory. In this case, it exceeds all of those measurements to some degree. We have a i7 12th gen. We have the 32 gig, which is also DDR5 in this case. Now, a little disappointed when I looked online that, well, I guess it's going to perform good right out of the box, but if I want to upgrade this to 64 gig someday in the future, I will have to replace both of the 16 gig SIMs that are in there right now. And that's going to be a little bit on the costly side, I think, more than it could have been if they had only put one 32 gig in there rather than 2 16 gigs. So that's one little slight disappointment, but no big deal. I sort of expected that. I didn't see anybody selling 32 gig that would put it on one card anyway, because obviously that would increase the price to some degree. Also, it has a 3070 Ti. I would have been happy with 3060 Ti, 3070, but got a little bit better than that. Got the 2 terabytes, as I said, and there's a few other plus. You know, like it's supposed to be like 165 hertz refresh rate on the screen. Didn't need that, but I'll take it. There were some higher-end gaming PCs that would cost a lot more, and would also come with 3080s, but that would give a higher refresh rate. But I don't need that for my purposes. I needed the 17-inch screen, of course, and I needed the other parameters so that I could edit videos and do my rendering, you know, effectively. And if I ever travel when I want to do live streams, and I do have some trips in mind, both next year and possibly early the year after that are all related to my channel, and it'd be nice to have this with me, and now I will, to do those videos and some live streaming from those locations. So with that, let me go ahead and open this up and we'll see what's inside. Okay, let us see what we got in here. Let me see, does it have any tape I have to cut? Oh yeah, it does. It has a couple of things, but from HP itself. So it's originally sealed. That's good. So I know it came from the factory this way. Oh, well, the box is well cushioned. It's got this piece up at the top here, molded to the PC. Got a package in here, important product information. I wonder what's in here. Well, just a quick intro, quick start guide for it. I'll take a look at that in a few minutes. Of course, the standard warranty information and other related. And then here it's inside of a nice cloth, black cloth bag. So let me start by taking this out of here, seeing what it looks like. Wow. Do I have to break this? No, it's got a seal though in the back that I have to cut. I won't tear this one. I'll try to cut it real nice and easy. Oh wait, it pops right off. Okay, good. So I can just take this tape and get it out of the way. Okay, let's take this out. Oh, it's got a little mirror, colored rainbow mirror on the top here that reflects with the light. Looks like it has to go this way though. You know what? Let me see what's in the box first before I open it up. What else is here? Oh, over on the side here, what do I got? Power brick. Here's the power cord for the power brick. And this power brick, I'll go ahead and weigh it because I think this weighs more than one of my other smaller laptops. Oh my gosh. That's a monster. Whoa. It's wrapped in a plastic piece as well. Let me... What does it say in the bottom? It says 330 watts. So that's pretty powerful. Just to generate the power for this laptop, it's got a standard type connector here. Power connector. We'll put that aside. Is there anything else in here? Nothing in this box. Nothing underneath this plastic. So I think that's it. Let me throw this back in here for now. It's a really nice little carrying case. It has a handle on it and all, right? Look at that. Okay, so probably never use that again. What do we got here? I open this guy up. And I guess I'll try powering this thing on and seeing what I get. I'm going to put the power brick on because I don't want to take the chance the battery is really, really low to the point that it would hurt me. I'll plug this in. No lights on the power brick. And there's a little red light here. I guess it is charging at this point. So right here next to the connector. It looks like an orange, dark orange, which means it probably turns green when it's fully charged. Okay, let me power this guy up. Looks like this might be it right here. Turn green. I think I might have that. Nice little OMEN thing on the screen. Windows is starting up. It's supposed to have a Windows 11 Professional, which was another requirement of mine. A couple of the other ones I saw that cost a lot more than this only came with Windows Home, Windows 11 Home. It's going all through certain color patterns. I'll have to see if there's software that I need to use to control that. It should be pre-installed. 165 Hertz. Well, nice little jingle at the beginning. And now it's going to start asking me about questions about this. It found some wireless. I do not want to connect it right now. Let me leave it alone. Okay, I'm going to use my standard admin, but I'll change it later. Okay, we're going to the standard Windows questions now up here. Oh, we went into dark mode on Windows 11. Well, since it came up here, I'm going to connect an Ethernet cable to it. I'm not going to go wireless for now. Okay, it looks like it's catching the internet now. I see lights, yep, and I see blinking here on the side. So I think we're good. And it looks like we're up and running here. Let me see if I can get to the internet now. Did it fully initialize or not? I'll close that. Whoa, that's interesting graphic. Let me see if I can get into the internet. Can I go into YouTube? And there we go. We got into YouTube now. That's a good sign. Let me see if I can go to my channel and see what it looks like. And there I am. I'll pick a video. I'll pick my latest one here. See. Hi again. Welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one, I'm going to do another product review. Okay. It looks like it's good. I'm going to go through and make sure it's initially set up right, the way I like it, and then I'll come back and we'll start doing some testing of it. Okay, once the battery is fully charged, the light turns white. Okay. Okay, now time to tell you what I think about this new laptop. Never thought I'd say it, but this is the best laptop I've ever owned. Now, the last few years I've been pretty exclusive to doing my heavy end processing on desktop computers like the one back here, but on the road this is going to be my power rig. I'm going to do primarily editing and video rendering when I'm taking videos out of town, and you never know, I'm going to probably load some games too that I can just relax when things quiet down at the end of the day. But I really like this one a lot. The keyboard really has a good feel to it. The one thing I have a complaint about is that this pad here, this touchpad, is maybe a bit too big, and it would be nice if it was like a little bit lower, because now I have to reach up and touch the keys. I will get used to it, and I'll probably, when I hook a mouse up to it and the keyboard, like I actually have now, I have both the mouse keyboard off to the side here, connected up to it, and I have access to the keyboard on the laptop itself, while I'm also connected up to a monitor. And it's mirroring, so I can see everything that's on the screen here, the same resolution on my screen there. It's fantastic. I like the fact that it came out of the box in dark mode. That was a nice touch. I never thought I'd like that, but I decided to leave it, and now that I've played with it for a while, I'll probably change some of my other computers to default when I log in to the dark mode. Certainly makes things crisper and easier to see. The Windows 11 Pro is a big plus on this one. And as you just saw by the actual performance testing that I did, the 3070 Ti did fantastic. It looked like it reached numbers that almost achieved the same numbers for my desktop version of the same video card. The CPU, a little bit on the lower end. It's only an i7, 12th gen, but only i7, so we're a few less cores to it, so that's going to change some of the stats that you were looking at compared to the computers that I compared it to. But other than that, it's fantastic. I also like the fact that the keys are fully programmable in terms of their color, that there's 4 color zones. Let me open up this utility here and you'll see what I mean. If I take this utility and I click this little button here, which I have marked as red, it's one of the keys I marked as red in the keyboard layout, it opens up the OMEN gaming hub. And in here you can do a lot. I'd go right to the OMEN 17, and I immediately see it's checking the system stats. I can see the GPU, CPU, and RAM utilization, the storage utilization, and many other stats that go along with it, network traffic. Fantastic. And I can switch over to the lighting, and this is where you program the zones. So I currently have 4 zones added, and I have 4 different colors being chosen. I have the red, I have the orange, blue, and white. Right now, the only key I have white is the Enter key, because sometimes I have trouble finding that on a regular keyboard. This one stands out for me. I may do some more touch-ups and make some other keys white that I use quite often, or maybe pick a different color. We'll see. But I really like this. The performance, as you saw it, it did great. For a laptop, it's fantastic. It did get warm. When I was running some of the more performance-heavy tests, it actually did get pretty warm on the PC, on the back end and on the right-hand side, because that's where the actual hot air is venting out of. It's being sucked in through the bottom and on the left, going through the cooling areas and taking care of the various cooling mechanisms that are inside of it, and then being pushed out by the fan. It actually has dual fans in it off to the side. So anyway, I like this laptop, and you'll be seeing more of it as I load in my editing software and try different options with it along the way.